Well, the Police Portfolio Committee is calling for specialized units to tackle taxi violence and cash-in-transit heist head-on. Well, we have the chairperson of the committee, Francois Beukman, in our Cape Town studios this morning to further unpack this. Mr. Beukman, good morning, and thank you very much for your time this morning. Welcome to Morning News Today. We've seen your statement that you've issued yesterday, where you're making a very strong case for more specialized units in dealing with the taxi violence that we've seen recently in parts of South Africa, and of course the ongoing, what you call the current scourge of cash in transit highs. Now, just wondering if, because of the latest incidents, because these kinds of crimes have been with us for quite some time in South Africa, why now are you coming out so strongly?
Well, good morning and good morning to the viewers, and thank you for the opportunity. The Portfolio Committee on Police believes that urgent steps should be taken to deal with the current uptick in those two specific crime categories. We've seen last year more than 350 incidents of cash in transit, and if you compare it with the height in 2007 of more than 450 cases, it's quite important that the South African Police Service deals with it proactively. Now, the call from the Portfolio Committee side is in line with the recommendations of the National Development Plan, namely that specialized units consisting of highly trained police personnel should deal with serious crimes. In this specific case that we've seen this last few months, it's quite clear that we are dealing with well-organized crime syndicates with a lot of resources, expertise, knowledge of explosives, as well as high-caliber firearms. And you can't deal with that in a normal policing way. It is not up to the normal police stations to deal with it, so you need your specialized units, the task force, the National Intervention Unit, and the TRT teams to deal with it proactively.
Now, in your statement, in your statement, sorry, Mr. Beukman, in your statement, you call for unconventional and extraordinary steps. What kind of steps would be?
Well, that links to the issue of crime intelligence. Crime intelligence received in this current budget 3.8 billion rand. We believe that intelligence-led policing is the way to deal with these crime syndicates, because there is currently clearly a lack of information on the whereabouts of the crime syndicates. It's quite clear that our network operations and informants is not well placed to bring the information to the relevant police authorities. So we believe there should be made more use of technology, but also more informants. It should be intelligence-led. It's also quite important that our specialized units will also receive 3.8 billion rand this year. There should be a shift towards more resources, because we are dealing with not normal policing. We're dealing with extraordinary crime incidents, and that needs a more forward-leaning approach.
Now, crime intelligence is very important, of course, we understand, but our crime intelligence has not really been great. I mean, it's been mired in all kind of political shenanigans, as we know recently. Is it a case of the budget of 3.8 billion that would assist, or is it a case of also making sure that crime intelligence is acting with integrity at all times?
Absolutely, it's about leadership. Unfortunately, the Crime Intelligence Unit was this last 6 years in a certain effect without a permanent head. People acted in that position, and we have now a divisional commissioner with the relevant experience and background to deal with it. So we think there should be a leadership turnaround, but also the recruitment strategy. People who are recruited into crime intelligence should be properly vetted. They should be above board. There should also be constant lifestyle audits to ensure that the people of integrity is within the Crime Intelligence Unit. Unfortunately, there's been some bad apples, people who were involved in crime, and we also need to clean that environment so that there also can be confidence with regard to the products that crime intelligence put on the table.
You've mentioned close cooperation and collaboration between the police service and the security companies in your statement yesterday, and you say this is of vital importance. What would you see that collaboration be like? What kind of collaboration would it be?
Well, we want to see what happened in 2007 at the height of the cash in transit incidents, where there was close cooperation, joint operation rooms, and weekly meetings, we've raised the issue of the cash in transit heist during this year already 4 times at the Portfolio Committee, and we decided then in May, 15th of May, that we should have a special Portfolio Committee meeting on 13 June, where we're going to invite the police service, but also the 3 big security companies, Sabric, as well as the Private Security Alliance, and also the trade unions, to look at closer cooperation. What can be done to enhance the current implementation of measures to deal with cash in transit? What can be done in terms of technology? What of sharing intelligence? Because it's also quite clear that there's also bad elements within the private security industry. There was recent arrest of staff of security companies who have been involved in the cash in transit. So we also need to look holistically going forward what can be done to foster better relations and deal with this issue as a matter of priority.
Thank you very much. That's Francois Beukman of the Police Portfolio Committee.